Riverdale, 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 Riverdale. This isn't not the theme tune, is it?
No.
What is the theme tune for Riverdale?
It doesn't really have... It's basically Jughead talking, which I'm into.
You need a good theme tune, opening credits.
The closing credits are just really, weirdly peppy, but it just seems really odd because it kind of goes from, we found this mysterious crime scene, we found spoilers, we found the body, and there's la 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 la, this weirdly peppy closing thing.
But they balance that out with all the angsty pop stuff.
It reminds me of things like the OC and Gossip Girl, where the music is of the time, but really makes the show.
Okay, you can't mention the OC without us just stopping for a minute to talk about how good the OC is. Yeah. So, how good is the OC?
I missed the OC.
Oh.
But I started to rewatch the OC, and it's aged really... No, Ryan.
Seth's dad.
So, okay, we'll agree on that. Seth the Dilf.
But opening theme song for the OC.
And then where the
California, here we come.
Right, it was Phantom Planet, not Nirvana.
Riverdale doesn't have any of that.
But then neither does Gossip Girl. Like, Gossip Girl has opening kind of synths.
Yeah.
So you immediately recognise it, and a voiceover, like Riverdale.
Right.
And
so if we were in an opening introductory scene, it would be something along the lines of, "Hey Joe, I've just been watching that episode of TV. Did you watch that episode of TV last night?"
Yeah, totally. I watched that episode of that TV show, and it was like really impactful.
Did you watch that thing afterwards?
Definitely.
Because I didn't, because I saw a dead body.
Anyway, so it has no theme song.
No.
That's one black mark. Where else are we going to go with this?
It has a terrible lead character.
Oh God, he's so boring.
Although it should be pointed out that Ryan in the OC was also terrible.
Ryan was great. I think, and again, I've had this argument on Twitter many times. Ryan, I think a girl becomes a woman when she realises that Ryan is better than Seth. Because he is. He's emotionally stable. He isn't infuriatingly neurotic. Reads real book. I mean, sure, no, we're not going to bash the comic geeks here. We love the. And I mean,
but Ryan has no character. He just gets a bit angry
does
sometimes.
Seth. His character is, I read comic books and I'm in love with this girl. Whereas Ryan is, I get a bit angry. I somehow solve everyone else's problems, and I'm in love with this girl. Seth's like, oh, my life's really hard. I live in a massive house. My parents are really fit and still love each other.
Next week, we talk about Riverdale.
Archie is the Nate Archibald, for any Gossip Girl fans out there. He's the Nate Archibald, but worse, of Riverdale. We know in Gossip Girl, every time a plot line is centred around the Archibalds, we automatically go, ugh. Because they're just this really kind of boring, perfectly chiseled cheekbones, just nice family, and their biggest problem is money related. Whereas everyone else in Gossip Girl's got like a drug problem or a dead body, or my dad hates me, or my mom doesn't exist, but then she does, but then she doesn't, blah, blah, blah.
Why am I watching Gossip Girl?
Gossip Girl's brilliant! And I've seen people say that Riverdale is filling the Gossip Girl vacuum, because it really is. It's trashy, it's over the top, it's silly, everyone's attractive, and that's why I think Archie is the Nate Archibald. But then Nate Archibald stopped being the central character of Gossip Girl as soon as literally everyone else appears in the background. And that's exactly what happens with Riverdale.
Yeah.
Archie starts off as the central character because it's the Archie comics. Archie, but then, Betty, way more interesting. Veronica, way more interesting. Fabulous gay best friend Kevin, way more interesting. Jughead, we'll come on to Jughead later, way more interesting. Everyone is more interesting than Archie. And thankfully, Riverdale figures that out relatively early on.
About 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Basically, once it wrapped up its Miss Grundy storyline, which was the weakest point of the entire thing. But credit to them, they kind of seemed to realise that wasn't really working, and scrabbled pretty quickly to just...
I mean, top marks for a very over-dramatic opener. You've got a student bagging a teacher. Kids love that, apparently.
Really
murder,
the more you think about
murder, a love triangle, the traditional love triangle of the Archie comics, moody teen voiceover, and secretive parents doing secretive things for the best for their children. Hello, Gossip Girl. So, as an opener, as like a kind of hook 'em in concept, you can't really go wrong with that. And then they've got the problem of, we've given the juiciest storyline to the most dry of all the characters. And to be honest, as much as we enjoy Miss Grundy, who snaps to the person on Twitter that pointed out she looks like a stock photo of each, because she really does, as soon as they figured that out, they kind of had to get rid of it quite quickly.
It has no theme tune, It has a terrible main
boring lead character. Who is Ginger, which is cool, and we're going to root for that. And he's kind of pretty in a hot ginger sort of way.
Yeah.
That's basically all he has going from the poor lamb. Admittedly, why are you still watching this? We've already talked you out of watching Riverdale. Quick, we're going to get you back.
Stop, wait, it's totally worth it.
I got into it after you've been going on about how much I'd like it, and I watched the first 4 episodes. I was like, I need more of this trash. It's so wonderfully, salaciously ridiculous. And I'm so...
Salaciously ridiculous. That should go on the poster. So who are these people? We've got Archie, who is the ginger football guy who really wants to do music. He's basically...
Yeah, seriously, for our high school, this high school has so few problems because you've got the ginger kid who's like a sports star and nobody's beaten the shit out of him in the toilets yet. There's a scene in episode 3 where he is, of course, doing work on a punching bag shirtless, and that's when the hot teacher turns up and they have a conversation while he is shirtless, and I'm like, this is titillation on a whole new level, but kind of into it. But he's still really boring.
So he's like Zac Efron in High School Musical. He wants to do sport, but he wants to do music, and his whole thing is, but which one do I do? Spoiler: the answer is both. So
these kids can't freaking multitask.
So time management. So Ginger Zac Efron, and he's best friends with Betty Cooper.
Oh, Betty Cooper.
And she's the kind
Betty Cooper, like Marissa Cooper in the OC, without the drug problem.
Although, don't rule out the drug problem.
Yeah, it's getting.
We've got seasons to go.
Wild. Yeah.
But Betty is the nice girl.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that she's not demonised for that. She's not mocked for that. That's not kind of her defining trait. She's so much more than that.
No, nobody makes fun of her for being a square.
And she could be that.
They started off playing off the Betty-Veronica rivalry, as in the comics.
So Veronica is the new girl in school.
Yeah.
Who's
Summer Roberts.
so hot, so fabulous.
She's the Blair Waldorf.
Yeah, and Archie is literally talking with Betty in the opening episode, and then she walks in and Archie just kind of goes,
huh? Because you would, because she's kind of smoking. They have their little kind of rivalry thing going, which weirdly Veronica naturally starts off as a new kid in school trying to make friends with everyone. Yeah. And then of course they have to awkwardly shove in a romantic encounter with Archie, which naturally involves 7 minutes in heaven, because how else does anybody get off with anyone these days? Tinder?
That's how I get off with people these days.
Yeah, I'm stuck with Tinder and I haven't had sex in days.
Have you tried using Tinder in a cupboard?
Oh no!
It could be this kind of really cheesy love triangle thing. And Veronica could be the shallow new girl who's kind of, comes from a rich family.
Yeah.
Betty could be the shallow nice girl, whatever.
The queen bee.
Archie could be the shallow ginger girl, the ginger guy. But then they don't do any of it. Well, Archie's still the shallow ginger guy, but the other two.
Yeah, it's like they've taken disbelief and they have suspended it entirely for the purposes of the show.
And the focus becomes less on that and more on Veronica and Betty being friends.
Yeah,
so I really like episode 3 where they do the whole kind of slut-shaming timeline.
Yeah, that's a good episode.
Storyline even.
Yeah, because it features Bob from Stranger Things. We love you, Bob.
And she's one of these girls who gets slut-shamed by a football dude. He's a jerk.
Slut-shaming.
And basically Veronica and Betty team up and get some revenge or whatever. And I like the fact that they're just spending the time doing those stories. So by the end of it, you're not like, yeah, Betty and Archie, or yeah, Veronica Archie. You're like, yeah, Betty and Veronica.
Because I think the comics
Veronica.
I think the comics also do that as well. And there is, a slightly trashy bit of...
I forgot about that.
In the opening episode, which I feel like they do because they want to get it out of the way, because it's very much implied in the comics, and then that's it. And it is really weird. There are a few odd notes in the show, and that's one of them.
But fast forward 3-4 episodes, it's on fire. It's got everything worked out. It's everything's the people are more. They worked out which supporting characters to be fleshed out. It's like a huge, sexy game
of Cluedo. Because there's a murder.
I've never played that version of Cluedo.
You're missing out.
One of the things they've really improved over those 8 episodes is they've worked out that actually the best character in the entire series is Jughead.
Yay, Jughead!
Jughead.
He's simultaneously the Dan Humphrey and the Chuck Bass of this world. And he's also the best bits of Seth and the best bits of Ryan. And we really ship Jughead. And it slightly weirded me out to discover that the actor who plays him is Ben Geller from Friends.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Little Ben Geller?
Yeah, that's Jughead.
That's him?
And I already felt weird enough about fancying Jughead when he's meant to be 17. And
you fancy Jughead?
Do you not fancy Jughead? Jughead's great. Jughead acts as our guide to Riverdale, cataloguing and chronicling the goings-on in Riverdale, just like Gossip Girl. Spoiler alert, we all know who Gossip Girl is. I'm not going to tell you in case you don't know. But
then he becomes more of that, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And it's partly because of Bughead, and we shit Bughead so hard. Oh my god, we shit Bughead. It's so
Bughead, if you haven't guessed, is Betty and Jughead.
Woo!
And of course, if you've been watching, you already know that. You don't need us to tell us that because you're already frantically Googling GIFs of Bughead on Tumblr, because that's what I spent half of yesterday doing.
For God's sake, probably don't. Keep safe search on.
So we love Bughead.
Bughead's great.
And they're such a good little couple as well.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. I know there was a lot of backlash initially from some people because Jughead has always been this asexual character in the comics. He's never been this kind of
that's fair.
romantic figure.
Yeah,
but it totally worked.
I always got the sense that he was the kind of, not the comic relief, but the best mate, the slightly class clowny character. But they've kind of taken a lot of those sassy traits and given them to the inevitably sassy, but brilliant and fun gay best friend.
Yeah. Kevin is the best.
Kevin is great. Kevin has wonderful lines or wonderful moments, like I think when they were trying to break into the boys' locker room to steal the slut shame book, and Cheryl, we'll come to Cheryl, sasses over them, and what do you think you're doing? And Kevin's like, what are you doing here? Also, where'd you get those boots? They're amazing. Just like, and nobody breaks character, nobody breaks eye contact, and he's just checking out her shoes, which are fab. But so he can do the kind of the light relief bits while also having his own plot and having his own, because he's the one who discovers the body, let's not forget, while they can then also have Jughead not be so annoyingly nihilistic that he wouldn't be friends with somebody as bland as Archie.
He's like an outsider, but he's not antisocial.
It's also refreshing because then he doesn't do, and they could so easily do this, they could go full Chuck Bass on him and make him the tortured bad boy, but he's not. No. He's got...
No, that's Jughead's dad.
Yeah, and hello, he's a bit of a dilf, but he's also a tortured bad boy.
They have the kind of the parallel between the kid drama and the adult drama. So while all the kids are doing their little teen drama stuff, you've got the parental drama stuff going on with Generation Up. Most of it which is linked to what happened in Riverdale years ago. So the Archie's dad is played by Luke Perry of 90210. Classic 90s heartthrob.
Yep.
Also in a really good indie film called The Beat Beneath My Feet. He plays this kind of reclusive, antisocial rock legend.
Excellent.
And he's amazing.
He looks that type.
See that film, it's really good.
He's the kind of nice, honourable, good dad trying to do right by his deeply boring child.
And he's got this construction business, and he's kind of friends with Jughead, or he used to be friends with Jughead's dad. In
the comics, he's called Forsyth, and we've established that neither of those are going to be good names for you to shout in an intimate moment.
No. Do it to me! Forsyth.
Or Jughead. Oh my god.
Jughead! Doesn't work, does it? But Jughead is so good that it doesn't matter that both of the names are completely horrible to shout out loud while you're doing it.
Betty's nickname for him is Juggy. Isn't that the most ridiculous,
Juggy is not sexy,
adorable thing you've ever heard? And somehow he manages to get away with it. So aside from we've got the Riverdale's answer to Ed Sheeran, which nobody needs in reality and nobody needs in Riverdale. We've also got Josie and the Pussycats, who are fucking brilliant.
It might be the best thing about the whole show.
Jughead
apart from
and the
Jughead and Veronica
and Bughead and Kevin and they're pretty great. And the actress who plays Josie, whose name is
Ashley Murray.
Thank you. Oh, she's got a good voice.
Oh, she does.
We need more of her.
Like Josie and the Pussycats could be terrible, they could sound rubbish, or they could be really, really, really artificial.
Yeah.
And they just slot right in perfectly.
They're so great. And they fit it. They pick up the Archie's band thing quite nicely with Val, a member of the Pussycats, who is again fantastic, and naturally, like all great women, makes Archie fantastic. Well, okay. Fantastic is a bit strong. She makes Archie tolerable. Yeah,
like when Archie is singing his own stuff, it's alright, it's very bland, whatever. But when Archie's kind of co-writing stuff with Pussycats, which happens a bit, or with Val, it's like, no, I can see this. This
and
works.
They sing it, and they've got great voices, and they should be given a lot more screen time than they're getting.
Basically, I want a Josie and the Pussycats TV series.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
And I think, and now the trouble is, every time I think of that amazing moment in the talent show where the Pussycats cover I Feel Love, is Josie's dad getting up and leaving.
Oh, it's
the parents are always there they've got their own problems and they're doing everything for the good of their kids. Archie sounds...
But they're not. They're like the worst parents ever.
Veronica like fakes her own daughter's signature on a document to get money for someone.
Like, Archie's dad is probably the only one who's actually a decent parent.
He's the Rufus Humphrey of the whole thing. Like, and the trouble is, because he's sort of cozying up to Hermione Lodge, will he end up becoming corrupted and less good, like Rufus Humphrey before him in Gossip Girl? My mastermind specialist subject would be Gossip Girl. Yeah, I wish Betty would do with her hair what Serena Vanderwood and has just wear it down more. Because this whole like Croydon facelift thing is just not, I'm not feeling it.
It's a little bit Stepford Housewife.
It very much is. And I feel like the interesting thing about her and Polly is because they're quite similar. Polly being the older sister, who is in a mental institution for reasons.
I like the way that Polly and Betty both are acted in a way that's like a little bit weird and odd.
Yeah.
And every now and then she has those little moments of kind of anger. And Polly seems not insane, but also acts in a way that's not quite normal.
Yeah, so Veronica, who kind of is positioned initially as the kind of the femme fatale, is probably the one that you would be less worried about flipping out on you because she's set up that way. And that those little moments with Betty, you're like, if Jughead ever cheats on her, which he won't because he's perfect, she would probably murder him. I think we've forgotten about it because the townspeople seem to have forgotten about it. Can we get back to the fact this show opened with a murder?
Oh, it did, didn't it? Oh.
It's
weird.
It's
Jack, like Jimmy Johnson,
Jason,
Jimmy
Jason
Jim
Larson. You couldn't move for Cheryl interjecting into literally every sentence. Jason would have loved that.
And then there's the whole, fact that it is basically just Game of Thrones, their relationship.
Oh my god.
It's a little bit Game of Thrones.
I was just trying to relate, like, where are the dragons in Riverdale?
No.
Yes.
The dragons are in the bedroom with the brother and sister.
Cheryl and Jason are, if anyone who's read The Secret History, they are Charles and Camilla. They're that level of, are they banging, are they not banging?
Yeah.
They're a bit too close, it's weird. And
it's fantastic given that most of the time, obviously, Jason Blossoom's already dead, so we don't really see them interact. All of this is just from Madeline Petch as Cheryl.
Oh, she's so good.
Like, so intense.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Regina from Mean Girls.
On acid.
And also sleeping with her brother. She's just totally fetch.
Yeah, she's very fetch. And also fabulous ginger hair. She's got great styling. She's got deranged parents, but hasn't everyone in this show? Though actually, compared to how the Cooper parents are going, can we just enjoy the fact for a moment that Betty's mum is called Alice Cooper?
Alice Cooper.
Great. But she is poison.
Who, Alice Cooper? Again, terrible parents. And it's basically like the Coopers versus the Blossoms.
Yeah.
Really. Which is actually, that's the backstory, isn't it? The family backstory.
Yeah.
Because of, amazingly, it's because of a great family rift has opened up because of a business deal that went wrong with like a grandfather and a grandfather over some maple syrup.
Yeah.
It's like a maple syrup blood feud.
A maple syrup feud.
And that's the only TV series I can think of that has a maple syrup blood feud and keeps it completely straight-faced. That's not a joke. That's the backstory. I like maple syrup.
Yeah.
I don't like maple syrup that much. I just love how the Coopers are horrible. They're really protective. But you kind of, I suppose that's based on a horrible, clingy love. But the Blossoms are just weird.
Yeah, they're
like
weird.
Really. It's like watching Crimson Peak or something like that in that kind of weird.
And that's got an
family
incestuous, weird subtext thing going on. Watch Crimson Peak again, it's great.
Mm-hmm. And there's this whole kind of like their house is like this gothic haunted mansion thing,
like Thornhill.
And then Thornhill.
Gosh, it's just riddled with cliches, but that's what makes it funnier.
Yeah.
Riverdale's going to solve all society's problems. It lives in a weird world where there's no bullying, but there's slut shaming. There are no problems other than maple syrup. Everyone's attractive. Croydon facelifts are a viable hair choice, and a man called Jughead can be a sex symbol.
And that's pretty much, in a nutshell, why I love Riverdale so much.
Yep, I concur.
And again, I like the fact that there are all these cliches, and they kind of develop characters beyond their initial stereotypes, but they still place so much emphasis on what they look like and how they act and the music and the cinematography and the visuals.
Yep.
Everything is either like bright blue or bright red. Everything's neon lit.
Yeah, it's about as subtle as a brick.
It's like someone got a flashlight, shone it in Archie's hair, and then that reflected onto everything.
Everything. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's that there's a lot of kind of Twin Peaks comparisons that go around.
It adds that level of surrealness. That means that, again, they can get away with all these ridiculous, silly plots.
It's all about the style, but then it's also like, it's all about the surface, but then it's also about the substance. But then, like, the surface is the substance.
Yeah.
But then, like, below that substance, there's more substance. And then, like, below that substance, there's, like, surface.
So you're saying it's like a sandwich?
Yeah. It's like a really sexy sandwich. Most of the time when you talk about Riverdale, it's impossible to do it without referring to something else.
Yeah.
It's Mad Men is this, it's Gossip Girl that, it's The OC that, it's Twin Peaks that.
Yeah.
It's a show that deals in every single trope and cliche you've ever seen in a TV series.
And it feels weirdly timeless. It's very tied to its town and what the town means, and Jughead's little monologues at the beginning always prefaces, this is a town of secrets, this is a town of this, that and the other.
But I like in episode 4 when they had this kind of whole drive-in cinema being closed down thing.
Yes. And everyone's delightfully nostalgic.
Yeah, and all of the town go there and they all hang out there. And there's that nice sense that they're all kind of buying into, they really love, they have a genuine love for that kind of old-timey, nostalgic, kind of cliche.
And they watch a James Dean movie, don't they?
Yeah. No. Golden Age, Hollywood, this is the glossy thing that everything looks like, this is the way life is. They're kind of in love with that whole image. So it kind of almost makes sense then that everyone in the town acts in this such a kind of a stylised, surfacey way. Yeah. You have like Veronica quoting Truman Capote, which is not something that a 16-year-old would do, really. Not typically.
Yeah, true. And doesn't
but again, that kind of works because it's a town and all these people are so caught up in that kind of thing. Yeah. They're in love with that artificiality
Which
thing.
Which is, again, very Gossip Girl. Constantly makes references to pop culture and it becomes very central to what the characters are about. So,
sexy sandwich.
A sexy cultural sandwich.